Wars here today, coming out with a new segment that you guys are probably going to really enjoy, and this is called Bait Wars. Basically, it'll just take a bunch of baits from different name brands in a specific category. Like today, we're going to be starting off with my favorite, the hard plastic jerkbait, or slash bait, some people call it. And well, I'm just going to basically rank them up against each other. Show you some similarities and differences, and which one is my favorite out of all of them. Now, today we're going to be featuring the Rapala X-Wrap, the Rapala Husky Jerk in 2 sizes. I just have it for a size comparison, and then the Spro McStick 110. Basically, all 3 of these baits are great, and they all have their perks, they all have their downfalls. So let's just get started with the X-Wrap. Now, the X-Wrap I find to be a way better bait when you're fishing for smallmouth. Now, don't get me wrong, in the summertime when the largemouth turn up, you can really get some numbers and some giants on this bait. It's good. This bait specifically has the scars and stuff to prove it. This is the blueback silver color. Got the little marabou tail on there. Just an awesome bait. Dives about 5 feet, 4 to 5 feet, and you just slash it. And this one's got a much more slashing and just erratic action overall. So I think for smallies and even largemouth in the spring in general, you're going to want to try to stay away from this suspending jerkbait. Next is the Rapala Husky Jerk. Now, the Husky Jerk is one of my favorite baits all time. It has been catching me fish, ever since I've been a little kid. And I just find it to be a great bait because it's very subtle. The Husky Jerk doesn't go side to side very much, and it's just a great thing to be throwing in the springtime when those bass are lethargic. I've tried bed fishing with these a little bit. I mean, it depends on the fish if it's going to work or not. But, I mean, these are just great baits to be using if for subtle times of the year. So when the bass are more lethargic. Now, the Husky Jerks, you got to fish them on spinning tackle. But like the X-Wrap, you can fish on a bait caster. But the Husky Jerk's just too light to fish on spinning tackle. And the castability that's its downfall in my book. Is this thing I can't fish it on a bait caster. I can't wing it out there. No matter what reel I use, this thing is just too light, and it just helicopters so much. And then we got the smaller Husky Jerk, got the 2 treble design on it, and it's just Fire Tiger, just the basic color. But sometimes just a little size differential is going to help you out when you're catching fish. Just a great overall bait to be using. Next, we're going to get to the McStick 110. This thing's got Gamakatsu hooks on it. These got VMCs on them. I'm not sure what Rapala used before they partnered up with them, but this is the McStick 110 in ghost colored. Just a great bait overall. Castability is awesome. Only downfall about this bait is I just think sometimes it, depending on how you're fishing it, you can fish it the wrong way. You got to really know what you're doing with this jerkbait to be fishing it right. You got to be pulling just the right amount, and if you don't pull hard enough, this bait doesn't get your desired action. And if you pull way too hard, then it doesn't look presentable at all, really. So that's probably the downfall to this bait. I've added a short shank treble on the back because I feel like I get better hookups with that. I mean, I don't know. That's just a theory that I have in my head because a lot of fish are grabbing the back hook, and you say, oh, you want a longer hook. But if you give those chances a little bit more time to load up, and with this triple grip on there, it's going to get them. Now, just basically overall, like I said, downfall to this one is erratic action. Upside to this bait is you're going to be catching a lot of fish when they're schooling and they're fired up in the spring and summertime, late spring and early summer, and throughout the summer. Upside to these 2 baits right here, they're very subtle, good for cold water application. Downside to them, like I said before, castability. Upside to this bait is going to be your castability and your action. Downside to this bait, like I said, it's kind of a hard bait to use. You got to have your head square on your shoulders if you want to be fishing this bait right. I hope you guys enjoyed today's section of Bait Wars. I just think this is going to be a really cool thing to do throughout the winter. Give me something to do after I'm off work during the days because I don't have school anymore. So this has been Wisconsin Angling Outdoors with our first bait review segment, and I'll upload one next week. See you guys then.